Hey, thanks for watching. This is the third video now in the series, and today we're going to be discussing exactly how to exercise for maximum fat loss. So let's get straight into it. Now, the biggest mistake everybody seems to make when they're trying to lose weight is to hit the treadmills or start jogging in an attempt to drop body fat. Well, long boring, low intensity cardiovascular has actually been shown to be the least effective method for dropping body fat. It's been proven time and time again by a number of scientific based studies. And it's just not effective at all for dropping body fat in the long term. So interval training, on the other hand, has actually been shown to be 9 times more effective than burning fat than steady state, steady pace cardiovascular exercise. So if you're going to do the treadmill type stuff and the cardiovascular type stuff, at least make sure you're doing some kind of interval training. All interval training is basically periods of really highly intense exercise at your maximum intensity, followed by periods of rest and recovery. Okay, and it's really intense, really easy, really intense, really easy, and that's all. As simple as that. If you're working to a higher intensity, it's been shown time and time again to be much more effective at burning body fat from the body. Your body actually takes much longer to recover from shorter workouts and higher intensity workouts. So for example, if you were doing a long run, say 30, 40, 50 minutes, maybe an hour of steady pace cardiovascular exercise on a treadmill or cross trainer or bike, or a combination of all those, you can actually get much better fat burning workout done if you used intervals but only did sort of 15-20 minutes of a workout. You'd burn so much more body fat by doing that. So it's much better to have a higher intense workout, which you can do using intervals, but shorten the length of time, which is great because you don't want to be spending all day working out in the gym. Ideally, this is what you would do though: resistance or body weight training, because those kind of methods of exercise are the ultimate when it comes to fat loss. It's king when it comes to fat loss: resistance or body weight training, and we're going to discuss that a little bit more. But for best results, you'd actually combine intervals with resistance work. So you'd be doing periods of squats and press-ups, but you'd be doing those exercises in an interval-based way. So I'm going to explain that in a little bit more detail now. But if you think about that, which body is actually best here for health and performance? On the right hand side you've got a picture of a sprinter, left hand side you've got a picture of somebody, a marathon runner, who spends hours and hours pounding the pavements, running all day long. A sprinter works out for 10-second bursts, 10-second bursts, 10-second bursts. Okay, really high intensity, maximum intensity, but only for a really short duration, and that's the kind of work that you need to do to get an athletic, toned physique. Okay, whether you're male or female. Now let me explain that in a little bit more. Reasons why that is so much more effective. Now, if you're doing long boring cardio, same pace for an hour, for example, so that's the workout time. We're doing the same pace for an hour. The intensity, it's impossible to get to work to your maximum for an hour for the length of time. It's just not possible. It's not humanly possible. There's no human on the planet that can do it. So that intensity level might still have you out of breath. It'd still be hard, but you're never going to be working to that absolute maximum intensity for that length of time. So what your body does is you're working to a certain percentage, but after you've finished, because you're not working to your maximum, your actually recovery time is within 2-3 hours. Your body is fully recovered. Now, if you've got that intensity, if you're doing intervals and the intensity is so much more higher, so if you're only running for 30 seconds or to a minute at a time, you can actually run as a sprint. So you're working at a higher level, but the recovery time takes hours and hours. So up to 72 hours if you're doing the right kind of workouts, mixing that with your interval-based training and your resistance work together. Your body's actually burning fat for up to 48-72 hours after you've finished your workout, and that is when you're going to get your results, during the recovery time. So that's really important. What you need to, I hope you can understand that, and I hope I've explained that well enough for you to understand. Some other considerations then is consistency. Consistency is the key. It's much better to be training once or twice a week on a regular consistent basis than to be going 4 or 5 days a week for 2-3 weeks and then not to do anything for 2-3 weeks after that, and then you're kind of all over the place. Consistency, rather get yourself a little bit of a plan, a routine, and stick to it. Be as consistent as possible. I've already mentioned this, but you must do resistant exercise using weights and body weights. And then when it comes to weights as well, especially talking to the ladies from this one, heavy weights as well. Don't get worried, you're not going to get big, bulky, muscular physique unless you're pumping testosterone into your body and you've got high levels of testosterone, male testosterone. It's just not going to happen. So you need to be using weights that are reasonably heavy for you as well. So not just weights, make sure they're a reasonable weight. Compound exercises and power and explosive exercises are best. So examples of those would be any exercise that kind of uses your whole body. So squats, press-ups, burpees, those kind of exercises. If you don't know what they are, just search for those, Google those, or put those into YouTube. You'll find some videos on those as well. But obviously, if you're part of the 21-day Rapid Fat Loss Blueprint, you'll actually get a video library of all the exercises that you can do and the actual exact workouts too. I'd almost always use a full body program as well, so I'd work out the entire body just in the one session. So you may do a squat followed by a press up, followed by a lunge, followed by a row. So you're working your whole body, all muscles, front, back, side, all over. Another great technique is called metabolic finishes. This is a great way to kind of finish your workouts off. Typically what I would like to do with a finisher is probably 4 or 5 minutes, so just a short length of time, and I'd probably pick 3 exercises and I'd just do a circuit of 3 exercises as many times as I could possibly get round in that time. So in 5 minutes I'd just do, say, 5 press-ups, 5 squats, 5 burpees for example, and I'd do as many circuits as I possibly could in that time. So it's really, really highly intense, and it's a great finisher, great way to kind of finish off a workout. The stubborn fat loss protocol. Now this is a really, really good and effective technique if you've got the time to do it after you've done your workout, you've done your metabolic finisher. You have your 5-minute recovery after you've finished it, after your finisher, and then just that's the time. If you're going to do some kind of cardiovascular exercise at a steady pace, that's the time to do it, because what you've done during that workout is your body's used fat to do the workout, so your body's got lots of fatty acids running around the bloodstream. After you've finished, any fatty acids that are left in the bloodstream will actually rejoin the body. Okay, so if you actually kind of do some, like a bit of a walk or a slow jog, very slow jog, after you've finished your workout, your body will actually use all of those fatty acids that are circulating in the blood, so you're actually burning even more body fat. Okay, you're getting even more of a fat burning workout in there. So that's another really good way, again, to end your workout and also help you with your recovery time as well, your recovery after your workout. So if you want a little bit of an example of a killer fat loss routine, we've got one here for you. A 10-minute fat loss circuit. So it's really simple. Pick 3 or 4 exercises, select a rep range for each exercise. So say we're going to do a squat, we're going to do a press up, we're going to do a burpee, and we're going to do a renegade row. So if you pick those 4 exercises, you do as many circuits of 8 reps as you can. Set the timer for 10 minutes and just do what you can in 10 minutes. And then if you was to do that 2 or 3 circuits of that, then you'd be absolutely, even if you just did that once in the morning, once when you got back of an evening, it's only taken 20 minutes of your day. Anybody can fit that into the routine. I don't care who you are, there's no excuses, anybody can fit that in, and that'd be an awesome fat loss routine that you could easily stick to. Okay, no excuses there. This is the big thing you need to remember. It doesn't matter how much you train, what your workout routine's like, how good they are, you're never ever going to out-train a bad diet. Your diet is probably worth 70-80% of your results. It's the most important thing you can do is get your diet right. What the exercise will do will accelerate the results, and it helps sculpt and shape your body, but it's not going to be a substitute for eating a crap diet. So you really need to get your diet sorted first. The exercise comes after and will just accelerate your results even further. Okay, so that's really important. And if you want any more information, just please feel free to visit the rapidfatlossblueprint.com, or if you want to ask me any questions, visit facebook.com/rapidfatlossblueprint. Just like that fan page there, and then all you have to do is just type me a message and I'll be able to get back to you straight away. That's it then, guys, for the exercise video. stay tuned for the fourth one in the series, which is going to be about intermittent fasting. So stay tuned, and we'll speak soon.